Hello everyone, my name is Oni and welcome to the Exile Ninja, which the Exile Ninja is my Ninjago channel where I'm just going to be talking about Ninjago, the show, the sets, the theories, the lore. It's going to be a lot of fun and I'm just going to talk about some things that I want to talk about. I feel like there's some things that would be really fun to bring up. So the first thing I wanted to do for this channel is I wanted to talk about the older seasons of Ninjago from the pilots all the way to the modern day. And each season is going to get their own video, and I didn't know how I was going to start this, so I'm going to start this with the pilots. And so basically the way this is going to go is I'm going to give a brief plot explanation, say what happens, say some fun little things that I noticed while watching, and then I'm going to go into some sets that I liked, and I'm going to talk about designs, I'm going to talk about characters I liked and didn't like, and things that I think could have been done better or worse. And going to the first ever thing for Ninjago, the pilots, it's definitely something that it's going to be weird because I have a lot of nostalgia for this season, or these 2 episodes. Where I was, they aired in 2 episodes and they aired in 4. Because, you know, we're normal. But, I guess the best place to start is at the beginning. So, it starts with Sensei Wu kind of going to Kai's blacksmith shop for weapons, not for browsing. It's a common misconception, it happens all the time. And, then Sensei Wu kind of gives Kai some insults. And then Kai pretty much tells him to back off. And then Nia's kind of the one that's like, oh, well, you know, be a blacksmith, sell things. And this is like, so far, everyone's just been insulting Kai. Like, Nia was giving him stuff, Sensei Wu was giving him stuff. It was constant, like, insulting of Kai, and frankly, Kai's very hot-headed at the beginning. And something that was interesting, because I haven't watched these in a long time, how different his voice is. It's the same voice actor, same voice, but, like, it feels a lot more natural, where in the newer seasons, it's much more... It's not that he's putting on a voice, it's that it's just a different voice. Anyways, after Kai just gets insulted, Sensei Wu just disappears without saying goodbye. And then we go into a bit more of, into the Skullkin and attacking. So I have to remember, because I didn't take notes. The Skullkin and they attack and they fight, and the ninja Kai decides to fight, and he tells Nia to stay back, and Nia decides that she's not going to stay back, and she jumps into the fight as well. Girl boss and all that. And she fights and ends up getting kidnapped by the Skullkin. And Sensei Wu shows up and does Spinjitzu. Kai gets mad at him for not doing Spinjitzu to save his sister. And Wu was like, well, I can teach you how to do it and you can save your damn sister. And he was like, oh, okay, that works. So he leaves with Wu to go do some training. And oh, my chair can move. But so then he trains with Wu. It's a montage where he has to beat the training course before Wu can finish his tea. He keeps failing, and then he gets the idea to throw his wooden sword at Wu's teacup, and then completes it. And then in the middle of the night, he's jumped by 3 ninjas dressed in black. One has a scythe, one has a pair of shurikens, and one has some nunchucks. They fight, and Kai is honestly winning the fight. And then, after that fight, they all are in front of Sensei Wu, who gives them their new outfits to fight evil. Zane is the elemental master of ice. He's the white ninja. Jay, master of lightning, blue ninja. Kai, master of fire, red ninja. And Cole, master of earth. And he's still black. Yeah, that's a quote. He's the black ninja. And then the next morning they decide to go and get the gold weapons before Samukai can. Oh, by the way, Samukai had a map. It's not really too important. The map's not really a big deal. It's just something that happens. And we also were explained a little bit ago, but it's not too important technically. Well, it's kind of important. I guess I'll just drop the lore now. The first Ninjutsu master used the golden weapons to create the realm of Ninjago, and he had two sons, Wu and Garmadon. Garmadon being the older brother, Wu being the younger brother. Garmadon ended up going evil and trying to take the golden weapons, but Wu was like, nuh-uh. They fought. Garmadon lost and was banished to the underworld, and is now ruling over the Skullkin. And they're trying to get the golden weapons for whatever reason for Garmadon's evil plan. Got it? Good. I'm not going over it again. Let's go. Trust me, there's a lot of lore in this show that is kind of just like retroactive. Like, oh, Sensei actually had another student, or oh, this thing has been a thing the whole time. Oh, there's been other elemental masters. Yeah, it gets really complicated and very contradictory, but it's fine. It's fine. We love the show. We love the show. It's just the show doesn't make sense sometimes. But anyways, so they go to get the Scythe of Quakes. They sneak around, get the map, find the scythe, and each weapon has a guardian, and this one's guardian was a dragon. Cole's terrified. They learn Spinjitzu finally, and to escape the dragon, Kai uses the scythe, which was they were specifically instructed not to do for some reason. And then they escape. Kai gets yelled at, and they go off to get the next weapon. And then Sam and Kai reports back to Garmadon about their failure, and that's kind of where that part 1 ends. Then part 2 picks up, they're getting the Shurikens device, and then they have a quick little montage where they get the Nunchucks of Lightning. It's really not much happens here. Then they are camping, and Kai sees his sister, and she leads him to the fire temple where the Sword of Fire is kept by himself. He's not with anybody, and he gets the Sword of Fire, saves his sister, but he kind of gets his butt kicked by Garmadon. Then Wu comes in to save the day and takes the sword to go to the underworld to fight his brother on his own, and they get caved in, and they have to deal with the fire dragon, because again, each elemental weapon had a dragon. Then the other 3 got attacked by the Skullkin, and they lost their golden weapons as well. And Jay went mute. Cole kind of hit him in the throat by mistake while they were fighting. But then afterwards, Kai escapes with Nia. They befriend the dragon and teach the others how to do the same. Cole still being terrified of dragons. They go to the underworld, sneak around, crawling on these icky spiders. I hate spiders. And then they do the Tornado of Creation and create a Ferris wheel and trap all the Skullkin that are down there. And Sensei Wu is currently fighting Samukai, and Lorgan is kind of watching. And then Wu kind of loses the fight. The ninja decide not to help, really. And then Samukai takes all the weapons and tries to betray Garmadon, but dies. Straight up dies, because no one can hold all 4 weapons at once. So Samukai kind of turns into a portal that Garmadon escapes through to become a problem another day. And the ninja decide to go back go back home and live the rest of their lives. They lived happily ever after. I promise. I swear. I wouldn't lie to you. Because I'm completely lying to you. But we're not going to get into that now. Season 1 is going to be coming later. So now, what did I think about the pilots? Honestly, I love the pilots. I think the pilots are great. This is what got me into the show. It really... It has a lot of charm to it. I think that there are some things I would have liked differently with the pilots. I wish that all the ninja kind of got a little bit more. It was very focused on Kai. Kai was the main character in this team show. And it made me kind of not care about Cole, Zane, Jay. Obviously, Jay kind of had some quirks, and he had probably the most character outside of Kai, but that's only because he had some funny lines. Like, he was like, oh, we're saving a girl? Is she hot? And, like, they kind of had that banter. But outside of that, Cole was... Their basic character traits is Jay's kind of a wise guy. Zane is serious and wise and weird. And Cole is serious and he's strict. He's kind of the leader of the team. And that's kind of where it ends with those guys. Kai is the hothead. He's impatient. He's very protective of his sister. And that's kind of what we get. Sensei Wu is, even starting here, the worst character in the show. Or one of the worst. He's a horrible teacher. Horrible teacher. And Zane kind of explains something in the beginning of the second episode. Or beginning of part 2, I think King of Shadows is what it's called. I don't feel like pulling out my phone to check. But he says, oh, Sensei's wisdom supersedes mine. And it's like, he's just a bad teacher a lot of the time. Like, I get the wisdom where it's like, oh, you don't understand until you understand it. But he just sucks. He doesn't tell the ninja important details. And then he had that rule where it's like, oh, you can't use the golden weapons. But why? Because in the next season, spoiler alert, the ninja use the golden weapons. They're their weapons. So it's not like, oh, you can't use the weapons. Because they use the weapons all the time. So why is it a big deal now that they're just saying that they want to use the weapons? It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. And I think it wasn't thought about, to be honest. I just think that they didn't think about them not being allowed to use the weapons. It's just that, oh, they can't use the weapons. They're just supposed to protect the weapons. And it's like, but why can't they use the weapons? Using the weapons would have made things so much easier. Like, Kai did get everyone out safely using the Scythe of Quakes. But regardless, overall, I think it was fun. I think it was a fun way to introduce us to the cast. I think, obviously, my favorite ninja is Kai here. I don't mind Jay. Zane is weird, but, like, he's also kind of boring at the same time. And Cole, he's strictly irritating. He's the character that, like, it feels like everyone's just going to, like, everyone listen to me, and it's like, they don't. Like, the typical teacher, I guess. I guess he's, like, the older brother of this group. But overall, I would say this is a really good season, and it didn't have any of the issues that I thought it would have. Like, the animation was fine. It wasn't anything, like, special. But it was still really good. I really think, that... I think that, it's early. It's early animation. I also was surprised to not really hear, unless I just missed it, the ninja talking with the wrong voices. Yeah, that's something that happens a lot, especially in the earlier seasons, but it happens, like, all throughout the show. With the old animation team specifically, I don't really think it happens with the new one. But, it is a thing where the ninja, where, like, it happens a lot, I think specifically with, like, Cole and Kai, where they'll either be talking with the wrong voice. Like, Cole will talk, but Kai's character is the one doing the talking. Like, it's Kai's voice coming out of Cole's body. Or the ninja will wear the wrong outfits sometimes. But that didn't happen here. That really didn't happen. And I was really surprised by that. I liked how Kai was kind of on his own, because he never really had a team before. He really only ever had Nia. And that was him taking care of Nia. And I think overall I really liked the pilot. I think the pilot was a good place to start. It was a good starter. and I think that obviously maybe flesh out some characters a little bit more. I wish they actually mentioned that Lord Garnon had a son, because that will be important later on. It feels very weird, and then also timeline stuff kind of gets confusing. But I'm not gonna blame the show for that. That's not their fault. That's not their problem, to be honest. If we're gonna be real, the pilot did its job, and it did its job very well. Honestly, I would rate it like an 8 out of 10. It's a very fun watch if you can find it. It's available on like Apple TV. You probably find it on Amazon too. It was very fun, very good watch. I enjoyed it a lot. Now, the important stuff, the stuff that people care about, suits. I think the suits were good. They're basic ninja suits, nothing anything crazy. I like them. Very, very old, very nice. That's kind of it. They're just colored ninja suits. They're the classic suits, I guess you could say. A lot of people call them their training robes, which I see why they call them the training robes. I don't like calling them training robes, because I felt like the kendo armor and the black suits were the training robes, and then these are like their actual suits that they're using on missions. But I see why people call them the training robes. Again, they're really good. They're really basic ninja suits. There's nothing really special. There's nothing really to say about them. I guess I could talk about Sensei's design, because he's, I guess this is his first appearance as well. And he looks very fine, to be honest. Like, nothing really special about him either. They went very safe with these designs here, and I think that was probably the best decision they could have made, to be completely honest. But overall, I would say that these are good suits. The sets were amazing. I loved the sets. I got Kai's Blacksmith shop back in the day. I got that Jungle Ambush set back in the day. I got the spinner set with like Wu and someone else. I got Zane's Dragon. I got another set with Zane. I really liked those sets, and they were very fun. They were the first of their kind, so I can't wait to. I couldn't wait to get more. I couldn't wait to see the actual show when it came out. This is a very brief, and this is very short. Again, it's only 2 episodes. I don't know how I'm actually gonna do the season 1, because the season is gonna have a lot more. So I'm probably gonna like not mention some episodes and only mention stuff that's important, or just go over like the overall plot of the season. This one I could kind of go episode by episode and say what was going on, because it wasn't too much. But that's about it for the pilots. Like, again, they're very good. They're very basic. Definitely outdated with where the show is now. But overall, they were very good. And I think that I heard like an idea or a rumor floating around that like, oh, they were going to do a remake of the pilots for the 10th anniversary. I think that would have been a good idea. I think that would have been really nice. I think doing that would have been great to modernize everything. But overall, that's gonna do it for this one. I do hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot. And I'll see you all in the next one. I do have some cool ideas. I do have some theories about Lloyd's elemental power, because we know like nothing about him. I have some theories about the Forbidden 5. It's gonna be great. And when I get my hands on some sets, I'll probably do some reviews of those. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye for now.